And 14 million votes later, at the beating 17 opponents, we let 16 go because we don't want to be braggadocious. You know? So he now is the nominee. Now you got to understand something. The party doesn't want him. The system doesn't want him. The lying politicians doesn't want him. And you got to understand that he's here by the will of the people. And to God. And God is in all things. All things. So, I'm asking. I love you. I love you. Now, it means so much to me for a man that is walking in the shoes. You know what I mean? When they say what the guy was carrying you, God was carrying you. Or no, God was walking with you. They said, but I don't see even one set of footprints. He said, because God was carrying you. You know? And so you got to understand what I'm trying to say to you is that the white woman, and I put it in this category so you understand what I'm saying. The white woman and the slave, the people of color. When the system was created, they did not give her. The first will be last and the last will be first. The white woman did not have the rights, and she still don't have the rights. And people of color don't have their rights. Those are the left outs. Donald Trump says, no, we're going back to inclusiveness. Everybody counts. So that's why when I see them try to ridiculize him or to try to ostracize and pervert, I want you to understand every white woman should cast their vote for Donald Trump, not for Donald Trump the man, but to knock out the system to help him to get their rights, you know, to be able to deal with it. And I'm appealing to all the blacks because their vote is given away cavalierly, lackadaisically, with no redeeming factor, and they have claimed the vote by party that you got to vote this way, you know, and this is what you do, but you have nothing. He is a doctor of humanness. A doctor, how do you cure a disease? When you are a scientist, how do you discover the science or the fact of what you're trying to do in an evolution of time and progress? You examine the facts, the climate. You try to find out what originates, where does it come from? It's just like they're trying to do now with Zika and cancer. You want to find every way that you can to get it. Then you go to the cause. We are treating the effects, not the cause. He is the only man that has took on that awesome responsibility that says why. And when he says why, he has to be able to demonstrate to blacks and the white woman, the two left out, and all the freedom-loving white men that we must put him in the office so we can get a chance for America to operate on what America was founded in. A new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men and women are created equal. So I am indeed very, very proud. I feel honored and privileged that I have this opportunity to speak to you. And I'm telling all of my brothers, I understand they're looking for a position where they could be close to whoever would be the president or what they can do with. It's the system is the enemy, not Donald Trump. And when they come out to castigate, and you can see, they vet him like no other person in the world. You must realize his genius lies in his ability to think and to win and to be successful. All right, so if he's a businessman, you don't vet him like you would do a politician. All right, but they do. They vet him like he's a politician because he takes nothing and made something out of it. Everything that they would condemn that would be looked upon as some type of desecration and economic exploitation, he would just flip the coin and make it a successful occupation. That's a businessman. We want to do the same thing with our country. You know what I mean? We want to do our same thing with our country. I go around the world. I got leaders around the world. Presidents call me like I'm a leader or something because they can say things to me off the cuff that they can't say politically correct. He don't care about no political correctness. He wants right, justified right. And that's why I will walk with him, talk with him, and plead to the people to understand the system is the problem. And he's the only gladiator that will take on the system like a David and a Goliath to be able to throw this system out and create a new system where it encompasses all women, people of color, blacks, and all freedom-loving people coming together to support themselves under the leadership of the dynamic, the human man that would fight for your rights, Donald Trump. This is what we want, and this is what America needs. America needs Donald Trump. We need Donald Trump, especially black people. Because you got to understand, my black brothers and sisters, they told me, you got to try to emulate and imitate the white man, and then you can be successful. So we tried that. So you say, if you can get some money, you can do this here. I told Michael Jackson, I said, if you're poor, you are a poor Negro. I would use the N-word. But if you're rich, you are a rich Negro. If you are intellectual, you're an intellectual Negro. If you are dancing and sliding and gliding, Negro, you are dancing and sliding and gliding, Negro. So dare not alienate because you cannot assimilate. So, you know, you're going to be a Negro till you die. So when you deal with the reality of what life really means, I learned a lesson from that because I've been on both sides of the area. When I come out the penitentiary, I had a congregation waiting for me similar to this with the leaders of our community asking me to save the hospital. And it does my heart good, my heart reflecting nostalgically. It's a joy to me. Could we save Cleveland and be able to let the leaders come from Carl, Burton, Stokes, and all the rest of them that would come up in there to change things in Ohio, the great state of Ohio, to come here today to bring a man that says we're going to change the nation. And I'm honored and privileged, dedicated to the commitment of the principles of this great nation, to introduce to you the next president of the United States, Donald J.